Hello folks, if you're watching this video, then that means you just finished watching my mallet video. And you've come to this one because you are truly interested in learning more about woodworking. Okay, let me answer a few common questions for you. For instance, why did I go with white oak for a mallet? Now honestly, I found out that white oak, or oak in general, is not really the best hardwood to use for mallets. A better wood would be hard maple, hickory, and you could even use ash. But I thought the white oak was going to be ideal because I came across some old timbers out of a barn, and I noticed they were white oak, and when I looked at the grain, it was slow-grown oak. So I always thought slow-grown wood would be incredibly hard and very dense. And yet when I cut this, it was so soft it almost seemed like cedar. So let me show you and explain the difference between slow grow and fast grow and which one is actually better. Here's an example of the slow grown white oak and some fast grown pine. And believe it or not, this pine is going to be more hard and dense than this white oak. Reason being is you can see that the early and late grains in it are very, very tight. They're very close to size. And on the pine, you can see the early grain, and then there's a lot more late grain. And the late grain is more dense. So the fact that you have these almost even in size and really close is actually going to be a weaker wood than this pine because we have a lot of dense late grain in there. So the theory that all slow-grown wood is actually better, not necessarily so. All right, now let's answer the question that everyone actually probably came over here for, and what is the angle on this head? And remember, I said it depends on the individual. So we're going to use a little bit of geometry to explain this. Okay, here's our example. We have the man's arm, we have the length of the mallet handle, and we're trying to figure out the angle on the mallet head. So what you would do is you would measure from the man's elbow, measure through the center of the mallet. And let's just say that comes to 24 inches. And let's decide the size of the mallet head we want. Let's call this 4 inches. So we have 2 inches on each side. All right, from that elbow, we're going to draw a line to the edge of the mallet head. And then with a protractor, you can measure the degrees from that center line out to the end of the mallet. Now let's look at a different example. Here's a fella with a much shorter arm, a shorter handle, and a larger mallet head. Find the center. And let's say that all this combined comes to 18 inches. And let's say that the mallet head he wants to do is going to be 8 inches. Once again, when I draw this, you can see that the degrees are considerably different. Now this is a great way to custom your mallet to exactly your length of arm, the size mallet head that you want, and the length of handle. And you can easily figure out for yourself what your size mallet head would be on some graph paper. You could even do it on SketchUp, but just hold the mallet in your hand with a tape measure, measure from your elbow up to the top of the mallet handle, determine the size of the head that you want, and then you just connect your dots here on the graph paper and figure out your angle. Set that to the saw and you're good to go. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video in an effort to increase your woodworking knowledge. The more we know, the better woodworkers we become. So, always ask questions, always look for your answers, and get out of comfort zones. These things will help you become a better woodworker. Until next time, thank you so much for watching, and keep on dancing.